Well, a good horse doesn't come in a bad color. I think about that while we're thoughts while thinking. And these opinions are mine and mine alone. And love has no color. It's all the same. Love is love. And, it don't matter whether you paint your hand black and white, it's still part of the same hand. It's kind of like that old Indian and the bird. Which wing is more important, the right or the left? Well, that's the way it is with color. We're all in this together, and we're all people, and we all have different shades, and we all have to work together. And our hearts are all a big red heart is all the same, and no matter what color the outer skin is, the inside's always the same color. And that's regardless of what the mass media and the big text keeps telling you about, the division between the different colors. And we got it balanced. I think it's pretty good. And if it just media would just leave us alone, we would almost be totally colorblind. And Obama started that war on cops back in 2008 or so, and we've been having that battle. And the police, they are pretty good people for the most part. But the news media, they sit there and their little innuendos and slanted stories and stuff try to make you think that all the policemen are racist and evil. And I don't believe that. I think 99.9% are good. I think we got some bad apples in the bucket, but they're getting weeded out, and we've got most of these guys are good. I mean, I believe that. And we've got to get back to supporting our police because we've got to have protection against all this crime rage that's going on. And we love one another, and we got to protect one another, and that's what the police are out there, is protect your rights to free assembly and peacefulness, and they work on that, and they try to protect our property. And this war on police has just started a lot of crime waves, and we got to look at that. And we've got to remember that I don't think anybody wants racism on any color. I think they all won't want to, but I think we all got our prejudices that we got to rearrange in there somewhere. And they started a war against the whites. We've had a war against the blacks, so now we've got a war against the whites and or whiteness. I mean, if you're white, you got to be evil. And they just kicking that old white guy and the whiteness off the cliff and let him splatter. They didn't even take the trouble to throw him under the bus. Well, we got to quit throwing those race bombs at one another, and I think we pretty much have, except for what's going on in the media. And we've got to eliminate this white supremacy theorist that some of the other people have, and get back to looking at people with their character instead of the color of their skin. And because all colors are beautiful, and we've got to work with all colors. We're all colors, and we got to work toward no more racism. And we've got a big job ahead of us, but we're almost there. And we've got to look through our hearts through both all the colors, and because so we've got to radiate love to all of mankind, and that produces no racism because you love your brother, and it stops hating, and we grab our hands together and fight this battle together instead of separate fighting it individually on other occasions, because we're a mixture. We've got a whole society of all colors that are working together for liberty and peace. And an intelligent man thinks he knows. and a wise man knows he thinks. So we got to think about that. We got to be wise. We got to watch that. And the other side is sitting there, and they once they say that you can repeat something you don't understand, then they can get you to agree with them on everything. So that's almost about where we are, and we got to do a little thinking on our own. And it's kind of discouraging sometimes to think about how few people appreciate honesty, and how few of them just really don't really mind that deceit. And it's all about trying to make those black versus white, and just don't think it's going to work anymore. Because white people and the black people, we're all in the same tub, and we're all working for the same thing, so we got to work together. And the color, black and white, we just are in the mix, and we got to move forward from there. And we got to grab our hands together and protect our liberties. And we can jump with joy because we have that barrier down to where there's no stigmatism without that, and all of our colors are the same, and we raise our hands and shout hallelujah. And he says that there's four truths. Well, there is their truth, your truth, what happened, and then the real truth. Let's look at all of that. When we're looking at all this stuff, we're looking at the truth. And my favorite general of World War II hero said, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody's not thinking. So we got to quit thinking like everybody else, and think individually, and we take our individual steps for this freedom of all races and all colors. We got to look at everything from every angle. We just can't look at it from one side, because if you do, that one side's a little bit confusing. It can give you a different story than what's really out there. And one reason that people resist change is they're looking at what they're going to lose instead of looking at what they're going to gain. Well, look at what we're going to gain by a racist free society. We're going to get a lot of opportunities to move forward in every direction in a positive thing. And I thank you for watching. And I thank you for we're going to watch that video, and I hope you're subscribed. And that's adios, amigos, and we'll see you on the flip side.